My name is Misaki, and I live with my son's family, making us a family of 4. My husband passed away a few years ago due to illness. So, I live with my son Kayasuk, his wife Karen, and their daughter Yuzu.
Grandma, look at this.
What is it? Could it be a portrait of me?
You got it. This is your face, Grandma.
I'm so happy you drew me this beautifully. Thank you, Yuzu. I'll frame it and display it. Wow, you drew it so well.
Grandma, you're really beautiful.
Oh, Yuzu. Well, it's time for a snack, isn't it? Today, I got your favorite strawberry tart.
Really? Yay.
This smiling and adorable girl is my son's daughter and my precious granddaughter, Yuzu. Spending happy days with my cute Yuzu like this has been a great joy. On the other hand, Kayasuk and Karen have been busy since they started their own business after moving in. Kayasuk, Karen, aren't you both supposed to be off today?
Even if the calendar says it's a day off, we have a lot of things to do and we're busy.
We're entrepreneurs, so we can't afford to be as carefree as you, Mother.
I understand you're busy, but you should make some time for Yuzu. Even if it's for work, Yuzu feels lonely.
That's why you're here, Mom.
Could you stop telling us what to do?
I didn't say anything like that.
Yes, you did. We're already exhausted, so stop making us more irritated.
These are Kayasuk and Karen. They use their work as an excuse to completely neglect not only housework, but also childcare, leaving everything to me. I repeatedly warned them, considering Yuzu's feelings, but they didn't listen at all, and it was very troubling. Not doing housework didn't start recently. Whoa. Wait a minute, what is this room? It's like a garbage dump.
There's at least a place to step.
Where on this floor do you see a place to step? Living in such a messy room, clean up a little.
We were busy, so it can't be helped.
Before we moved in together, I went to help them with their moving preparations, but the room was filled with garbage. Yuzu was also neglected, so I felt I had to protect her. I still remember that vividly. Since then, Yuzu's smile has increased, and she has grown up so well. Every time I see her smile, I feel relieved. Then one day,
Grandma, let's go on a family trip. Mom and Dad are planning it.
Really? That's wonderful.
I'm so happy.
This will be our first trip together, won't it? I'm really looking forward to it.
Yeah. I wonder where we're going.
When Yuzu invited me on a family trip, I was overjoyed. The day of the trip finally arrived, and we all got into the car and arrived at our lodging.
All right, I got the room key. They also took our luggage, so let's get going.
I agree. We booked a great room, so I'm really excited.
There are so many couples with children here, it's lively. Kayasuk? I'm not in the same room, am I? Can you give me my room key?
How? What are you talking about? We didn't book a room for you.
What?
We let you ride in the car because you wanted to come, but we didn't book a room for. I mean, it's obvious since you didn't ask us to make a reservation for you.
But, you said it was a family trip and invited me, didn't you?
A family trip with me, Karen, and Yuzu.
Just the 3 of you.
Oh my gosh. It's hilarious that you thought you were included in that automatically. Mother-in-law, aren't you being a little too self-centered?
Anyway, the room we're staying in for the 3 of us. There's no space for you. And talking here is bothering the hotel, so why don't you just go home?
Yay, an old lady living on a pension should just go home and clean the house. Being with you is just exhausting.
How could you say such things?
We have no intention of traveling with you, not even a little. Don't ruin our precious family time.
With that, Kayasuk and Karen laughed and waved me away dismissively. Furious at their incredibly cruel behavior, All right, I get it. I'll go home.
That's what we said from the start, isn't it?
You don't have a say in this anyway.
Fine, I'll leave then. The nuisance will be gone.
Mother-in-law, make sure to clean every corner when you get back.
I won't forgive you if there's even a speck of dust left.
Cleaning, huh? Got it. I'll make it spotless.
That's the spirit of a housewife. We'll leave the house to you.
All right, we're going to enjoy our family trip. See ya.
Goodbye. I'll make sure you regret this. I immediately called a taxi from the hotel and went home to start executing a certain plan. A week later, while I was out on an errand, I received a call from Kayasuk and Karen.
Bo, you finally showed up. Don't keep us waiting.
Why the hell are you dawdling? What were you doing?
I was just out. Where I go is none of your business, right?
Don't mess with me.
I told you to come back and clean. What is the meaning of this?
What do you mean? As you can see, I cleaned.
How is this cleaning?
Our house is up for sale. What the hell does that mean?
That's right. What did you do?
You said you wouldn't forgive me if there was even a speck of dust, Kayasuk. But cleaning that perfectly is impossible. So, the only way to ensure everything was spotless was to sell the house.
Don't mess with me.
How dare you sell our house without permission?
What are you talking about? This is the house my husband and I lived in. The house is in my name, so there's no issue with me selling it.
Selling the house without telling your cohabitants is unacceptable.
Are you out of your mind? How could you do this?
What about not telling me the details of the family trip? Telling me we let you ride in the car as soon as we arrived is what's unacceptable.
You're the one who's crazy.
No, I don't deserve to be spoken to like that by you.
You came along on your own.
Don't blame us for your mistakes.
Oh, stop it. Can you stop making such a fuss? Think about it rationally. If you didn't want me to go, there was no need to let me in the car. That was just harassment. Absolutely ridiculous. After returning home, I contacted a real estate agent to proceed with selling the house. Hyasuk and Karen had no idea this was happening, and
Selling the house is going too far. As a parent, you should forgive your children's pranks.
Exactly. Is this something an adult would do?
kids can't sell a house.
That's not the point.
Ugh. You know, I've had enough. I've been patient, but I'm at my limit.
You're overreacting.
That's right. You haven't done anything while living here.
I'll return those words right back to you. You do nothing around the house or with Yuzu, yet you constantly complain to me. You always say you're busy, but you don't even work properly.
Stop whining. We're busy. That's why it's reasonable to ask you to do the housework and child care.
Yeah. And saying our work is sloppy is just rude. What would an old lady living on a pension know about it?
You're the ones who don't understand anything. I was the one financing your company.
Are you delusional? You're not that old yet.
Trying to impress us with lies is obvious and won't work.
Fools. This big house was in my name even before I married your father. Kayasuk, did you forget that your grandparents were wealthy?
What?
You used to run around saying big house whenever you visited, but you don't remember it all, do you?
Stop lying. Trying to scare us into apologizing won't work. I'm not falling for that.
Right, maybe this house sale is a bluff too?
It's not a lie. The house is actually up for sale.
As Kayasuk and Karen were making a fuss about the house being sold, someone appeared. The surprised couple.
Who's that?
This is Daiki from the real estate agency. He's handling the sale for me.
I've had a long relationship with Misaki's family.
A long relationship.
Our real estate agency has been working with Misaki's family for generations. It's an undeniable fact that Misaki's parents were wealthy.
Wealthy. Why did you keep such an important thing a secret?
Yay! We're your son and daughter-in-law living with you.
What good would it have done to tell you? I mentioned it a few times, but Kayasuk never seemed to remember.
Then you should have made me remember.
I knew it wouldn't end well. Looks like I was right.
Even among family, there are things better left unsaid.
That makes it sound like I'm a bad son.
You pretty much are.
What the hell? If you've been working with our family for generations, I'm an important client too.
No, you're not. You're just Misaki's son, nothing more.
Wow, for a friend of mother-in-law, this real estate agent is just as rude and unrefined.
Rude is fine. My job is to sell the house Misaki has cared for properly. Oh, if you two want to buy it, I'll be happy to serve you politely.
You can't afford it. They wouldn't pass the loan approval, Daiki.
Oh, right. I almost forgot.
This is too much. You're mocking us.
Exactly. For your information, Q-Suk and I are entrepreneurs.
Is that so?
What's with this guy? He's so infuriating.
Feel free to be as angry as you like.
No matter how much you complain, the fact that this house is for sale won't change. Hearing that from me and Daiki, Kayasuk, and Karen.
This house is partly mine too, so give me my share.
That's right. You can't do this without our consent. We're the victims here.
Victims? You haven't done anything you should as parents. And for the trip, you left Yuzu in the kids' room, didn't you?
How do you know that?
I suspected it. When I looked at the hotel's website, I thought as much.
Website.
It said, leave it to us for a couple's getaway, didn't it? And they offered activities like walks in the forest park and athletics for kids. Besides, there were many other families with children at that hotel, weren't there? I figured Yuzu would have more fun playing with other kids than spending time with you two.
Yuzu had fun.
Yes, and it was close enough for you to get back quickly if needed. That's why Misaki could return home alone.
Well, to be honest, we did look for a hotel that would take good care of Yuzu.
You just wanted to have fun yourselves.
That's not true. We even put her to bed at night.
She was probably just exhausted from playing all day.
By the way, where do you plan to live from now on?
Where? You put the house up for sale, so you should arrange an apartment or something.
Find a place yourselves. I'm not taking care of you anymore.
What? Hey, you're a real estate agent, right? Find us a good place. Yay, pick out something suitable for us.
Our real estate agency doesn't have properties for people who can't pay rent.
What? Can't pay rent?
The funding for your company is cut off, and our cohabitation is over. Hearing my words, Kayasuk and Karen were momentarily stunned. And then,
You can't be serious. If you do that, we'll be buried in debt.
That's right. What about Yuzu? Do you think it's okay to do this with her around?
don't worry. I'll take care of Yuzu. I've practically been raising her alone anyway.
No. What about Yuzu?
You're just realizing now?
Where is she? Where's Yuzu?
She's probably at a cafe with my secretary, enjoying a delicious strawberry tart.
Ugh. It's clear you two are not fit to raise a child. Don't worry about child support or living expenses for Yuzu. I don't expect anything from you.
No way. Are you serious?
Of course I'm serious.
Eek.
Stop whining already. You find me a burden? Fine, let's cut ties. I'll disown you too.
That's too much. I just didn't fully understand about the financing.
If you don't get that, it's already over.
But we felt secure because you were there for us.
Don't flatter yourselves. Don't think you can turn things around now.
You two are the epitome of ungrateful. Think hard about who allowed you to live in such a nice house.
We got carried away. We're sorry, Mom. Please forgive us.
How annoying.
Mother-in-law, from now on, we'll handle all the housework and child care.
I don't need useless help.
Please, Mom.
Enough. Get out of here right now. Goodbye.
Take care.
Without my financial support, their struggling company went deep into the red and eventually went bankrupt. They had to compensate a few business partners they had inconvenienced, which left them drowning in debt. They had been complacent, relying on their titles as CEO and vice president. If they had worked earnestly and steadily, they might have managed even without my support. At the very least, if they had listened to me, they wouldn't be in so much debt. They tried to move in with Karen's parents, but were scolded and sent away. This was because they had received some financial assistance from her parents when they started their business, against their parents' wishes. So, it was no surprise that they ended up like this. Despite their efforts, they couldn't secure any more loans and ultimately had nowhere to go. As a result, Kayasuk and Karen, homeless and burdened with a debt they might never repay, lost their previous life and lived in regret and misery. As for me,
The trip was so much fun. I made lots of friends in the kids' room, and we played together, and guess what? Daiki Uncle's secretary said she'd take me to another place for delicious strawberry tarts next time.
oh, that's wonderful.
She loves visiting cafes and knows many places with delicious sweets.
Oh, and she said that Grandma is Daiki Uncle's girlfriend.
What?
She said that Daiki Uncle always talks about Grandma. Grandma and Daiki Uncle are childhood friends, right? What does that mean?
Daiki?
Oh, well, you see.
Oh, Grandma and Daiki Uncle are blushing.
It's really warm today, isn't it? Hada.
Hearing Yuzu say, the trip was so much fun, I felt truly relieved. As she shared various stories about the trip, the conversation took an unexpected turn. It turns out that Daiki and I are childhood friends who have always been close, but I was honestly surprised by Yuzu's comments. When I was young, my grandmother used to say, even when you become a grandmother, your heart remains youthful. Women tend to hide their feelings as they age, fearing it might be inappropriate. But there's no need to deny the same fluttering feelings you had as a young girl. Thanks to Yuzu's unexpected remarks, I began to remember a faint, almost forgotten romantic feeling, wondering if my late husband might be getting jealous in heaven. And so, my granddaughter, my childhood friend, and I shared a brief but enjoyable time together.
If you enjoyed this video, we'd be thrilled if you subscribed to our channel. Subscribing means you'll receive notifications for new videos, keeping you in the loop with all our latest content. Your support is vital to our growth. Let's enjoy and grow together.